Alright everyone, K-Bob here, welcome again to EVE Online. And today, if you can figure out what we're going to talk about, and it's missions. So, in EVE there are a lot of kind of missions to do in this game. And a lot of people don't really like doing them. They find them kind of monotonous, but I do enjoy doing them, and they're a good way of making ISK and making LP that can be used to buy things to sell for ISK or just components that you really want. Components are ships, I should say. And there is a nice little way of finding where these mission people are, and that'll be the first thing I do. You can kind of see it right here, but let me show you where you can find it. So if you're at a station like this, you can just go to Agents tab. It'll show you right here the ones that are available at this station. You can always click Agent Finder here. It'll pop you up to the screen that I had at the beginning of this. Alternatively, another way you can do it is People and Places. So you have your three tabs here. Agents tab. So it'll show you the ones that you've currently done things for. And for me, it would be all the career missions. But down here at the bottom, you can see Agent Finder here. Click on it, and there you go. So looking at these drop down menus here, you can see the first one is faction, so you can limit it to the ones of the factions that you like to do. Since I am Galente, I will do the Galente Federation. So here's the ones that that are for Galente Federation, and then from there you have all the corporations that are with Galente. Now this is important because for each of these corporations you build up standing for, and that will increase the level of the missions you get. So you can see here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and obviously the higher the level, the more difficult it is, the higher ISK, the higher LP you get for completing those. And let's just go ahead. You can see here at the station you're docked at, kind of lets you know what corporation they're a part of. And in this is the Federation Navy, so let's just go ahead and look at that. I believe here it is. And as you can expect from the sound of the corporation, it's probably going to be really heavy on security type, which will bring us into the next part, is the type of missions that are available. The first one here is career. Those are the ones that are good for beginning players. There are a few scattered throughout New Eden, which is the map, and you can really only do them once. So if you're doing the career military and you complete it, you only do it once, you get the rewards from that. Distribution is really just hauling equipment from one place to another area, and it's pretty simple. It's a simple way of gaining equipment and ISK and building up LP without having to destroy anything. Because if you destroy anything, say through security missions, you run the risk of negatively impacting your standing with other nations. And I'll kind of show you what I mean here. If you go to your character screen and go to, let's see, character interactions, and here you go, standings. It'll show you your standings. As you can see, I'm in good standings with Galente, Minmatar, or Sisters of Eve. But more importantly, let's look at disliked. And as you can see, I am disliked by the Caldari state because the Galente and Caldari are kind of at ends with each other. And a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot, some of these security missions, the ships you destroy are from Caldari, and that will bring your standing down with them. And if it gets down far enough, just going into Caldari space, you'll be targeted by their NPCs, and they'll start shooting at you, which I would think badly of. But some people are okay with it, and they just avoid Caldari space. But if you like being in good standing in all of them, you can kind of just avoid those missions, or you can do those missions, and then when you're kind of tired of it and say you want to do a bunch of Glinte missions, you're like, okay, I'll just switch over to Caldari missions. I think you can do a bunch of rank 1 missions to help boost this up. And another way of boosting it is the storyline missions here. Now these are brought to you. So I believe it's 16. So every 16th mission that you do from an agent. I don't know if it's like every 16th security mission or if it's just cumulative. You'll receive a email, I guess it's an email notice. I'm guessing they're mail. We'll just say mail. From one of these agents. These storyline agents is usually the closest one to where you are, asking you to do something. And if you complete it, you gain a bunch of standing with that corporation and with that faction. So it's a good way of kind of recovering from a negative reputation. So let's see. Mining is another one of the core ones. As you can see, there's nothing here given from the Federation Navy Corporation, because they're not really a mining one. So if I were to switch to something that might be a bit more mining intensive, maybe this. Nope. Are they? No. Here, astro mining. There you go. See, a lot of mining ones from here. And if you guessed it, that's right. Mining missions, you mine things. So another simple way of mining, getting ISK from completing it, gaining LP. With these, you might run into some rats, so getting a venture that has some drones would be ideal. And as you increase, and these, I believe they get more difficult. I don't know if they get more difficult, what minerals are required or not. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't done very many mining missions. R&D, I know, are special missions. You have to have certain requirements to do it. I'll put more information in the description of the video about it. And then there are faction warfare ones. This I might cover later on in where's the, here it is. No, not we'll just list all. There we go. The faction warfare missions, I might talk more about them when we get to faction warfare. I'm not quite there yet. I don't have enough skills or the money to do faction warfare. I don't like to do okay in those. And one last thing for missions. There are special missions, epic arcs that are given to you. And there's one for each of the main factions, so Glinte, Caldari, Amar, and Minmatar, as well as Sisters of Eve. I've done that one. That's a pretty good one. Their epic arc is essentially just a bunch of missions tied together. You get some good money, get some good standing from it. And those you can repeat every 3 months, I believe. So it's nice, and it has a bit of a storyline to it, and you can make your own decisions in that, and it kind of affects the outcomes. So it's a good way. In all MMOs, I kind of like running missions. I kind of like having storylines to it, and this is their attempt at it. I really hope in the future they add more to this. But kind of going down here, you can kind of see that you can actually narrow down this. So let's continue with this. Federation Navy, let's do security. We can go down here. Let's just look in our region, which is Sync Liaison. Let's just find that. There we go. You can actually do specific solar systems within it and security status. So let's kind of talk a bit more about the security missions. Usually it's fly to an area and destroy a ship or destroy a bunch of ships. They're pretty straightforward. And as far as the levels go, once you gain enough standing, you're able to do level 2, then on to level 3, and level 4, and level 5. So let's just kind of talk about the ship requirements for this. So level 1, really, they're good for frigates and destroyers, from what I understand. Level 2, kind of meant more for cruisers or really well-geared destroyers. 3, if I remember right, it's battle cruisers. 4 is battleships, kind of around there. And 5, I think it's more for groups, if I remember right. And hopefully as I play this game, I can be able to advance through these and show you videos of me attempting to do these. Hopefully I don't lose any ships in the process. But there you have it. So it's kind of the way of doing these security missions, or just missions in general. And I think there's a pool of missions, and they just kind of recycle them. So just be prepared for that. But like I said, it's a good way of gaining some money and some LP. And really, if you do security missions, anything you destroy, they drop things, and you can salvage their wrecks and all of that. But there you have it. There's a nice little simple intro to the missions and on where to find the agents. And I think that's about it. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. If you think I'm doing a good job, think I'm doing a horrible job, just let me know. I think that's about it. So, as always, have fun playing the game. It's a sandbox. Play it however you choose, and fly safely.